All the couples still together from MAFS Australia 2026. Married at First Sight Australia 2026 has officially introduced us to all the couples taking part in the experiment, from the controversial Gia and Scott to the loved-up Alissa and David. However, the popular channel for TV show has finally come to an end, meaning we now know each bride and groom's relationship status and exactly how they fared on the show. It's one of MAFS Australia's loudest casts, with many viewers keen to find out exactly what happens between this year's pairings and whether they survive the reality show and leave together, or go their separate ways. So here are all the couples who are still together from MAFS Australia 2026. Be warned, there are lots of spoilers ahead. Despite an emotional wedding, a rocky honeymoon and a lack of sexual chemistry, Bec and Danny fought their way through the experiment. They made it all the way to final vows in Australia, but sadly for the loved-up bride, her British groom decided he was not ready to commit to their relationship away from the TV show. She declared her love for him at the last minute, and he admitted he had really strong feelings for her, but it wasn't enough and they called it quits during the very last episode, leaving Bec inconsolable. But despite being separated, Danny and Bec still managed to cause each other drama as he was scolded following new unaired scenes of him talking about his true feelings towards Bec. She also attacked him with her brutal words at the reunion dinner party after learning he had been texting another bride from the experiment. No one is really surprised, are they? Mel and Luke struggled to connect and communicate from the moment they met, and it took until week 3 of MAFS for them to both agree to walk away. Since leaving the experiment, Luke has been connected to another MAFS bride from 2025, Jamie Marinos, but neither of them have confirmed or denied the rumors. Despite Chris being such a critic of Married at First Sight Australia, his views changed as soon as he set eyes on his beautiful bride. However, despite them attempting to give things a go, Brook ultimately couldn't see past some comments her Suband made about women in his audition tape. Since then, it has become clear she wasn't over an ex-boyfriend who she has since reconciled with. She's now engaged to him, and pregnant with their first child. Chris and Brook have cut all contact since. Their wedding day didn't give viewers much hope after she forced him to get down on one knee and propose, but things improved rapidly, with fans sure they would make it work on the outside. Sadly, they were wrong. David and Alyssa's marriage crumbled at the last minute, with him accusing his wife of flirty behavior during the Grass is Greener challenge. It totally changed his opinion of his partner and he was forced to walk away during final vows. The religious reality star didn't even stick around to hear his wife's last words, and walked off camera. Breaking all the rules that come with MAFS, Gia confirmed she and Scott had split before she even separated with Scott on the TV show. The mum of one confessed in an interview she was now dating another Australian reality TV star whom she is so in love with. Gia and Scott's relationship fell apart at the last minute in the show despite her declaring her love and him meeting her daughter. Poor communication, explosive arguments and trust issues eventually broke them down. Grayson was hopeful he could have a successful marriage just like his friend and former MAFS contestant Johnny Balbuzienti, but sadly, it wasn't the fairytale ending for these two. Julia and Grayson had an instant connection on their wedding day, but things got too difficult and they left the experiment pretty early on. They cited communication and lack of sexual spark as their reasons for splitting in week 3, and Julia has now moved on with a woman. Their wedding day was truly positive, but sadly Steve and Rebecca were the first to leave MAFS Australia. Intimacy Week revealed huge differences between the two of them and they were unable to meet in the middle, causing an early breakup. Filip and Stella are the Rhea and Jeff of Series 13, and are more loved up than ever. Fans were delighted when these two not only made it all the way to final vows in the experiment, but Filip actually became the second ever groom to propose in his sweet speech for Raoul. He dropped on one knee and presented his partner with a sparkling diamond ring, and she screamed, "Yes." Filip and his beautiful bride Stella are now officially engaged and planning their off-screen wedding to one another.